You're watching Maine Biz Sunday, Maine's business news source.
Welcome back. All businesses deal with the same fundamental issues: access to capital, availability of skilled workforce, and the need for sufficient infrastructure to develop and deliver a product to market. But what if your product is made up of ones and zeros instead of physical materials? Do IT firms face the same business challenges that traditional manufacturing, service, or retail businesses face? Here to help us understand the business of IT in Maine are Cynthia Smith, President of Angel Secure Networks in Orono, Tony Payne, Vice President and Chief Technology Officer with Kepware Technologies in Portland, and Dana Hutchins, President of ImageWorks, also headquartered in Portland, Maine. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to, first off, we're going to start off with, tell us who you are, what your business does. Give us that real quick elevator pitch on what your business is. Tell us about ImageWorks.
ImageWorks is an internet software application company. We also do website development. We are specializing now, especially in energy, renewable energy areas. We just completed and launched a new website for Matt Simmons' Ocean Energy Institute, for example. We also do a lot of work in education. We just completed a project for the Harvard Center for Astrophysics. We also do a lot of work for the Gulf of Maine Research Institute in Portland. We have 10 employees, and we've been in business for 32 years.
So you're a startup then?
Startup.
I'm just kidding. So yeah. you've been around the block. That's
startup.
And that's why we wanted to have you here, because you can bring a lot of history to this discussion, I think, too. Tony, talk to us about Kepware.
Yes, Kepware Technologies manufactures computer software, which allows our customers to be able to monitor and control information within devices in a manufacturing process. We're in Portland, Maine. We've been around for 15 years. We are up to 45 employees, really? Mostly from Maine, and most of the company is made up of engineers.
Good. So. Good to know. Great. Cynthia, tell us about Angel Secure Networks.
80% of the technology that goes into U.S. weapons is software. Angel is developing the software that will protect the defense technology in those weapons from our adversaries who would like to steal it, reverse engineer it, and use it against us. We're also developing software to protect the massive networks that the Department of Energy owns, and these are used for huge scientific experiments distributed all over the world. We actually moved our business to Maine from Massachusetts because there were opportunities for us and resources at UMaine. Right now we have about 6 people, and we're hiring.
Good. And you are at the...
And we are in the, yes, we're at the Target Technology Incubator, and one reason we are there is that the UMaine supercomputer is right down the hall from us. Great.
Great. That's good to hear. That's part of what we're going to be talking about, is kind of the infrastructure, what Maine has to offer to IT, where we're weak, where we're strong. So you're going to be very helpful in that discussion. All right, let's launch right in and help us talk about the business of IT. Availability of capital. Let's talk about that first. I mean, businesses run on money. Your business is no different than anybody else when it comes to that. Have you been able to secure the kind of funding and financing that you need? Are IT firms finding what they need here in Maine? And has the economic downturn, is there any cash out there? Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, we've been fortunate. We started with some bank financing 15 years ago. We've been profitable. We've been able to really self-finance. We've talked to venture capitalists and equity firms just to kind of see what is out there.
Right.
The money seems to be out there. We just haven't had to go down that path yet.
Okay. Cynthia, tell us about the financing from your point of view.
It's completely different.
Okay.
We're an R&D company. The only people who want to finance the kind of R&D we do is the federal government. So we won a number of competitions.
Yep.
Research competitions, and that's where we got the beginning of our financing, and now we are trying to transition our technology from the laboratory to operational scenarios on the battlefield. And Senator Collins, who understands that we're trying to help the United States maintain it's called the technological edge, which is what we have over the rest of the world and what keeps us supreme as a military power. She's been very helpful and supportive in supporting this technology.
Okay. Dana, what about
for
financing
us? There's no question that capital financing and so forth is tighter. I mean, we've been fortunate because we've gotten some great help from Maine Technology Institute, and with their help, we've gotten funding for projects from National Science Foundation and so forth. But you know, more recently, there's no question that you know, just covering cash flow, that kind of thing, has tightened up and so forth, and that's become more of a challenge.
Do bankers understand IT? Do they understand bits and bytes? I know they understand inventory. They understand manufacturing. Tony?
Yeah, I mean, it's really up to us to educate them.
Okay.
I mean, you have to sit down, really explain to them what you're doing. You know, at the end of the day, we build software, but that software is used in an environment where there are physical widgets that are actually being created.
Just like theirs. They build software,
Exactly.
but it's about
so you need to educate them and show them where you're being used.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to human capital, the people, the workforce that you need to actually do this kind of technology work. Are they out there? Can you find the tech workers, the IT workers that you need? And then talk about the education system in Maine, too, and are we providing the kind of workforce that you need? Anybody?
I will.
Okay.
We've traveled around the country. We visit major defense manufacturers and major IT companies who are suppliers. And amazingly, every place I've been, we meet people who are graduates of the University of Maine School of Computer Engineering or Electronics. And these people have terrific jobs, have done very well in these large companies, and they're very enthusiastic about the training they received at UMaine. So there's talent in Maine, but unfortunately it all leaves.
Right. Others? How about that? Are you finding the talent you need?
Yeah, we've been very fortunate to find some strong people here in Maine. I mean, Maine people in general are honest. They're very responsible. We've worked very closely with the University of Maine system. We work with the Electrical Computer Engineering Department at the University of Maine, where we provide scholarships. Okay. We provide some paid internships in the summertime so that they can get some awareness of what is available here in the state of Maine. We've done the similar thing with USM, with creating an industry focus group with other companies, educating students of what's around here. Okay. But if we don't do it, they don't know that we exist, and they do tend to leave the state of Maine.
I'm going to jump onto another subject because I do want to, in our afterthoughts, we'll talk more about the talent people and how we get them back. I want to talk more about that. I want to ask about infrastructure. Does Maine have what it needs for you guys, for IT firms like yours and others, to do business? Do we have the broadband we need? Do we have the capability?
No.
Okay. Tell me more about that.
We need a bigger supercomputer.
Okay.
Students who are really interested in IT will tend to gravitate toward those universities that have the best setups.
Okay.
And there's a huge competition among U.S. universities to have the best supercomputers, having huge things. And UMaine does not have an up-to-date supercomputer, and it really needs it. And it would be a great help to the whole university, not enough capacity.
That's the R&D issue. I understand. I got that one. What about just the other, you guys? I mean, in terms of just doing regular IT business out there. Do you have what you need?
We do, because we're a small business that doesn't have tremendous needs in terms of the broadband and that kind of thing that we're doing. But as we move more and more into doing multimedia, doing video and so forth online, that is going to really come to tax things. I mean, one of the things that you've been hearing about lately, and this is nationally, not just in Maine, is the fact that iPhone users are kind of hogging the data network and the cell network, that kind of thing. So, and I don't think that's just a problem here in Maine, but that kind of thing, all of this stuff is moving ahead so quickly that if you're not really investing and looking far enough ahead of that and really hitting that, I think you do fall behind very, very quickly. And I'm afraid that does happen.
Yeah, we're going to need to wrap there, but I do want to bring that issue up again. We're going to come back. I'm going to keep you guys here for a little longer. We're going to have our afterthought segment that'll only be here on the web. So first of all, thanks for doing this. And you're going to stick around and talk some more. To hear more of our discussion on the business of IT in Maine, go to mainbiz.biz and click on the Maine Biz Sunday logo. There you can watch our extended Afterthought segment where we'll go into much more detail with our guests. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Maine Biz Sunday is made possible in part by funding provided by the Finance Authority of Maine and the Maine Department of Economic and Community Development.